the need is so big. I can't get over, why I just need to be here to help.
And that's what this represents, people outside of themselves. And that's what I think volunteerism is. You think outside of yourself. And so that's why we're able to provide this.
Hello everyone, I'm Eszter Vajda and welcome to Hometown Talents and Treasures. We're at Bread and Roses in Lawrence, where between 75 and 250 people are served a meal every single day. But this is more than just a soup kitchen. It's also a pantry, a doctor's office, a library, and just a place that anyone can get some emergency supplies like socks, toothbrush, or even a sweatshirt.
We made this meal last night at our church in Reading, and then I'm bringing it in tonight. We're going to heat it up and serve it to the 150 or so guests that we have.
What is it like working here?
It's fun.
Why?
We're all like a little family. We know each other for so long because it's regular people that we see every day.
How have you seen the clientele here change over the years?
Oh, it gets busier and busier. There's more of a need out there, a lot more. We went through a time when we had a lot of homeless, and then they all got places to live, and they had some subsidy, and they were able to fend for themselves. So the crowd, the guests went down in number for a while. And then all of a sudden it went back up again, and we have a lot more homeless again, and a lot greater need for the people to come in, get off the streets for a little while. It really picked up over the winter.
Yes.
Because they have to get out of the cold. I was on 2 weeks ago, about 2 Thursdays ago, and I filled 6 dining rooms. Two dining rooms is 75 people.
Yeah.
I filled 6, and it was so that's over 225 people for the evening. They hadn't got their checks yet, they hadn't got their food stamps yet, and it was the end of the month. And they needed, and I think it was also not a very nice night, and they had to come in off the street.
Here we have all the donations that we've received, the most recent, and the most recent is the Post Office Drive, where all the groups in the city partake in a portion of what people in Methuen, the Andover, not the Andover, Lawrence will provide for people who are in the business of serving food.
And from here, do people come in and so this serves as a pantry too?
We have a pantry that's only for on an emergency basis only because there are other pantries in the city. Mm-hmm. So we do it only when we are asked to by agencies who we get referrals from, the Department of Transition Assistance, the Mental Health Department, the Immigration Department, and they call us and say, can you help this family, this person, with food on an emergency basis when they come in. I give them enough food for 2 or 3 days, and in the meantime I give them the list of all the other pantries that are available to them in the city. So it helps them immediately, but it doesn't put them that they lean on us because we're not in the business. Our business is to feed people in-house.
Yeah.
So this is a supplement to a food pantry.
How do you ensure that people get the proper nutrition?
We always try to balance the meal in the most healthy way we possibly can. And by virtue of that, I mean we always give them the food groups that they may not have had the entire day. They may not have it again until they show up here again. So there's always a certain ratio of protein, which is usually 4 to 6 ounces of protein that we serve, based on the ability for us to serve it. Starch, vegetable, salad, dessert. Every night they get the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
There's never a time that they don't get it. So
And
historically we've always done that.
And I understand you work with some farmers, or there's
So we are in the business now for the last couple of years with Groundworks Lawrence, which is a city organization that has plots of land throughout the city, and we happen to partner with them, and we have 7,000 square feet of property at Costello Park, which is in the south of Lawrence, that we farm, and that we use that product to feed our guests, give the guests the excess, and what is not given out, we freeze and we preserve for use in the winter.
So you get your fruits and vegetables.
They
from
get
there.
fruits and
Yeah.
vegetables, yeah.
So this is a medical room.
It is. We perform medical services.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So a doctor from the Greater Lawrence Family Health Center, he works off a grant, and he comes here every Wednesday and stays here from 4:30 till 10, 11 o'clock at night. And he sees anybody who comes. He has a nurse. He has a person who does all the intake. And we have an HIV screening group.
Now, I asked you what made you different from other organizations. I would bet that having a medical office in a in a soup kitchen definitely differentiates you guys.
Yeah, it would differentiate me more if they gave me the okay to put a dental office in here, because that's what they need the most, as well as medical help. They need dental help.
Wow.
So we have an association with the Nottingham Library and other libraries and people who give us books, and we're able to give out books to people who probably live in rooms that don't have cable and can read or like to read, and children who just don't have enough access to reading material to begin with. So
So they
we
keep
take
these?
we take some of these downstairs, put them out every night so that everybody can take whatever they want, and then we backfill. Here is our clean and dry room. So this is used all year round, mainly in the winter, because I have a ample supply of hygiene products, blankets, and other materials so that people who may be living outside, one thing you don't know is who's living and who's not living outside because you don't ask. But they'll come to you and say, can I have? And so you give it to them. And no questions asked. So we try to provide socks, underwear, shirts, jackets. And it's all depleted now because the winter's gone. This is all I have left for blankets.
Who donates this stuff?
Everybody. I told you, it's all people who we have brought into the fold. And that's what it's all about. It's letting them know, like people like yourselves, that see it and say, it's more than just serving a meal. And so I have a couple of great people who I could call a woman tomorrow who lives in Andover who will remain nameless. And if I say to her, I need, it's here within the week, shipped. So if I told her I need those 300 blankets again, I'd have the 300 blankets.
Wow.
She'll give me 1,000 pairs of socks. She'll get, people who just think in the terms of need of others than themselves. And that's what this represents. People outside of themselves. And that's what I think volunteerism is. You think outside of yourself. And so that's why we're able to provide this. When we first moved here, Anglos would allow their children to come up here with kids from PA, Andover High School, any of those school kids, and give their mothers and fathers a respite from their kids, and they used to come up here. So this woman did this by hand over 2 years. She painted these walls. Okay? And we used to use it all the time. And she did it on a lunch hour. So when I give things away, now this is the room that I give it away. So I have diapers for the kids and baby food and all these things that are separate. Young kids, toothpaste and toothbrush. It's just for children. And books when they need it for school and all these other things. So in the wintertime, in the holidays, those people that I just said to you that we can call on, we fill a bag for 400 people for these. So in there is a blanket, sweatshirt, hats, gloves, socks, toiletries, and all the other amenities, toys, stuffed animals, all go into bags like this. And so that is our gift to the community, and it's all donated, 100%.
Why do you find this important to do this?
It's something you can come in, you can do in a finite period of time, and you see the effect immediately. People enjoy it, people get together, and people acknowledge that they appreciate what we're doing for them.
Have you been doing this for a long time?
About 2.5 years.
Awesome. So what is it that you guys made?
Chicken primavera.
Wow.
Chicken in a cream sauce with some vegetables, and we also have garlic bread that we make as part of this meal.
Have you seen the need increase?
It fluctuates. Everything is cyclical. Sometimes I see tremendous amounts of young families. Sometimes I see older people, no families. It just varies. My youngest is an infant, and my oldest is 92. And 92 people, they just need conversation and some sense of social gathering. So one of the great things about Bread and Roses is that it doesn't have a you come and you go type of a feeling. You come, as you see, it's set up like a cafe, and people are served as if it was a cafe. So their dignity and anonymity is paramount. And that's what we sense, that every person who walks should have that. And so when they come, they can have a meal and want to leave right away, or they may want to just have a cup of coffee and stay for the night.
When was it start? When was
it started in October of 1980. We started in a storefront, which is down the street. And the first night we served 35 people. And we realized at that point that that place was too small, because we had a kitchen refrigerator, kitchen sink, and a kitchen stove, and it wasn't going to make it. So we got funds, we got seed money from different people, because the group that came together were a group of concerned citizens, academics, and clergy. So those people came together to form the union, which represents Bread and Roses.
Thanks for joining us for this segment of Hometown Talents and Treasures. And if there's someone or an organization you'd like to see featured, email me at esternvajda@gmail.com. Remember, it can be anyone. The important thing is that they selflessly donate their talent and time to help others. See you next time.